Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smart, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. And boy, oh boy, do I got some slop for you guys today. Holy shit, this story is so fucking retarded and convoluted, and it makes no sense, but anything dealing with Dave Meltzer makes no sense. But that's fine, because The Rock's team completely clapped his cheeks. Now, link is down in the description box below, but the links are a little bit different because Dave Meltzer, like the coward that he is, he decided to delete some of his tweets that started all this, that pretty much ended with him getting clowned. So I had to go to different sources. Instagram, unfortunately, I didn't find anything there. I went to Reddit, and I found some screenshots and some posts on Twitter from other parody accounts that took screenshots of what Dave Meltzer inevitably deleted. So all the stuff is in chronological order, but it's not going to be in one concise spot like I typically like to do. So we're going to kick it off with the first link, right? That started all this. WrestlePurist put out this tweet. Now, I'm not going to say it came from the Wrestling Observer newsletter because I'm really not sure. It kind of cuts off there. It's a screenshot. But Sean Ross Sapp ended up co-signing it. And then Dave Meltzer, in the next post we're going to read, actually ended up co-signing it also. So it's about as good as them actually saying it. So even though I'm not sure whether or not he actually said this himself or the Wrestling Observer in general, they co-signed it, so they essentially said it. WrestlePurist put out a tweet stating, when The Rock wasn't going to wrestle, but wanted to be a part of the WrestleMania 41 build, he wanted to be aligned with Cody Rhodes, with Rhodes going heel. Rhodes turned down the idea, and they went to John Cena as a second choice. Now, as I stated before, Sean Ross Sapp ended up co-signing this. He said, good morning, this is true, right? And a lot of people called him out on this. Not just Sean Ross Sapp, but Dave Meltzer, because Dave Meltzer ended up putting out a tweet, and again, he co-signed this. He put out a tweet stating this. The motivation is that Dwayne wanted Cody legit, and I know this as a fact because a mutual friend last week mentioned the politics as Levesque absolutely thought it was a terrible idea. But in a fight with Dwayne, with Nick Khan, as an arbiter, he loses every time. However, several convinced Cody to simply refuse. So art was a lot like life this time. Dwayne wouldn't go after Cody politically, so he let it go. Cena was the second choice, and Cena was fine with it. Punk was never asked. Now, this is a parody account going out of their way to repost something that Dave Meltzer went out of his way to delete because he looked like a fucking clown. Which brings us to now our more recent post, because now Brian Gewirtz, The Rock's writer, and I think he's a part of the creative also in WWE at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, he ended up clapping back at some of these things, right? And this was the post right here. The plan was for John Cena's heel turn alongside The Rock to be saved for the main event of WrestleMania. However, the decision was made on the day of Elimination Chamber to do it there instead. This is coming from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Now they're taking what they initially said about John Cena and Cody Rhodes being, turning down the heel turn, all the stuff that Dave Meltzer said initially, where unfortunately he had to delete that tweet. He used this as the cover. Now, he didn't put out this tweet initially. This is WrestlePurist, the same ones that put out the initial tweet. They're putting out this tweet so Dave Meltzer can cover his ass. I'm not saying they're covering Dave Meltzer, but the Wrestling Observer newsletter, they said it. WrestlePurist put this out there as if it was an update to Meltzer's initial tweet. And then Brian Gewirtz chimed in. He said 0 for 2. Essentially saying you were wrong the first time when you deleted the initial post, and guess what? You're wrong the second time. Like, Dave, what are we doing here, Dave? What are we doing here? So, after everybody clowned the shit out of Dave Meltzer for essentially being wrong multiple damn times, he had the audacity to talk again. And this is the part right here. So it would have been bad enough if it was the first two tweets that would have gotten him in trouble, or the first two quotes in general that would have got him in trouble. Okay, it's Dave Meltzer. It's Sunday through Friday. Sorry, Sunday through Sunday. Sunday through Saturday. I'm fucking retarded right now. We all know Dave Meltzer. He's been really off his game these past few years. In particular, the past year or so. He's been really really bad at the things that he's been stating to the point where we're almost, all of us as a community, pretty much confirming that they're feeding him and possibly even Sean Ross Sapp wrong information in order to work them so they could put something out there to see how the audience feels about a situation, and if it's okay, they're going to go along with it. If it's not okay, well, we just use the dirt sheets in order to put that information out there, which is why people are speculating right now whether or not the Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, if all that stuff happens to be real, because they don't do their due diligence and they keep getting fucking worked. Which brings us to this point right here. A fan called out Dave Meltzer. He was like, and what did Gerwitz say? Mind you, he's referencing the 0-2 tweet. I'm taking that who works with The Rock over anything else. Dave Meltzer, oh God, he's such an egotistical dumbass, bro. He said, so you didn't read, as I figured. No more time, but quickly. In 2023, Gerwitz said the story about Dwayne being in talks to do the Inglewood Mania was made up. Later, Dwayne did multiple interviews saying they were very close and it almost happened. So he's trying to cover up for more of his bullshit. And then Brian Gerwitz came back in again for the second time. He was like, oh, how many times am I going to have to teach you this lesson, old man? He came back and he was like, no, I said your reasoning for him not doing Mania, not having enough time to get in ring shape, was wrong, and it 100% was. So that's Brian Gerwitz essentially just completely destroying Dave Meltzer multiple times. And each time Dave Meltzer tries to come up with a different conclusion, Brian Gerwitz comes in, he's like, nah, you had something that you initially say that you're now trying to backpedal on. Let me hold your feet to the fire. And each time you say something that's completely untrue, as The Rock's writer, I'm going to say the thing that you are saying that is wrong. I'm going to correct you on the thing that you are stating that is wrong. Which, by the way, the person who's actually catching strays for this also happens to be Sean Ross Sapp, because he put out Misinformation also by co-signing the same thing that Dave Meltzer co-signed, that he ended up having to delete after being proven wrong. Now, it was already bad enough that Cody Rhodes ended up turning, John Cena ended up turning heel at the Elimination Chamber, completely disproving anything that they said wrong in general about them doing it at WrestleMania. That's already bad enough. But for Dave Meltzer to go out of his way and constantly get his cheeks clapped, and once again, Sean Ross Sapp getting his cheeks clapped, which he just got finished getting out of a bit of a controversy also. Maybe not a controversy because it is wrestling at the end of the day, so what the fuck is controversy in professional wrestling? It's not, honestly. But he just got his cheeks clapped also by Jamie Hayter. I seen Sean Ross Sapp, he was going to say something, I don't know the information off the top of my head, but apparently he was going to state something as far as them going live about some information in regards to Jamie Hayter, and Jamie Hayter pretty much was like, no, fuck, it's not that big of a deal, guys, this is essentially what happened, save you enough time. And then Sean Ross Sapp, like the pussy that he is, apparently he jumped on and he was like, guys, my mental health, I go around starting shit with people, and my mental health, did I mention my mental health? I don't like it when people gives me a taste of my own medicine, but my mental health, my name is Sean Ross Sapp, and I'm the saddest person alive, when somebody give me a pacifier in my baby bottle, my mental health, you pussy, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the actual fuck up, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, apparently I don't know what the hell he was going to state as far as Jamie Hayter is considered. Maybe it could have been correct information, maybe it wasn't, but it sounded like he was going to probably grift off the information, or if he was going to say something, he was going to probably milk it, which is fine. I milk content all the fucking time, but here's Jamie Hayter to essentially tell you that it's not that big of a deal. So, I don't even care about the information that he was going to spill, to be perfectly honest with you, or the fact that Jamie Hayter corrected him or essentially said that it was not that big of a deal and it's a waste of time to go to his live, and maybe he's feeling bad because his business is being ruined or whatever the case may be, because people see, I don't know, maybe he feels like people are all against him or whatever, even though he's himself is going out of his way to antagonize the people just as much as he himself is going out of their way to defend. It's such a weird thing. He's such a weird person. I just didn't like the whole fucking mental health. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're a grown ass man. Shut the fuck up. But it just brings more hurt as far as the credibility is considered overall for all the wrestling journalists. Oh, I'm sorry, the writers, as they like to call themselves nowadays, right? The wrestling writers. Because, of course, investigation has nothing to do with journalism, even though you yourself is going backstage to ask questions to people. But, of course, writers. These people, man. These people. And like I said, for me, it's harder because sometimes you have other publications. Like you have NoDQ.com, as mentioned before, WrestlePurist, all these wrestling websites. Who else? Ringside News, for an example. All these wrestling websites who run with the information that guys like Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer, they end up getting. But then unfortunately, when they get it wrong, then those publications get it wrong. And then guys like me who want to pick on people like this, I end up getting it wrong. And again, it's to the point now, like I said, when it comes to me, that's why I make it a point that I'm a commentary channel, because you can't rely on these dipshits to do anything, right? You can't rely on these people to do fucking anything. And then they get upset and like, oh, can you source? Source me, source. Oh, you goddamn right, I'm gonna source your ass. So when inevitably something comes out that was completely untrue and incorrect, I can point at you and be like, hey, dipshit over here is the reason why I reported it to you guys. Dipshit over here is the reason why I did a video on it. Don't shoot the messenger, shoot this guy because he's the fucking reason. Oh, absolutely gonna source the fuck out of you people, whoever say shit like this. And I'm gonna source the publication that ended up sourcing you to begin with. That's how it is. And it's sad, and the audacity for these people to constantly do their jobs wrong and constantly have the fucking gall, the chutzpah, the balls to always ask, oh, well, we have this information behind a paywall. You guys should come behind this paywall and watch some of our videos. Give us some money, some moolah. Give us some shekels to read incorrect information? Yo, your credibility can only stand so high when you constantly get information wrong. Even if it's 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 is enough, at least for me. That's 10% of the fucking time. That's enough for me to not want to plunk money into whatever you have behind a paywall. But it's even further, because like I said, with guys like Meltzer, the audacity to legitimately talk to the guy's writer, the creative. You're talking to the creative, who you will be getting the information from. If not directly from them, the sycophants who surround them, who should be fired for leaking information to you. You get information from them. The guy who's currently writing for The Rock is telling you to your face multiple times that you're wrong, Dave. You are wrong. And here you are still running your fucking mouth. Like, what the shit? So like I said, it comes back to this. You guys are no different than me. You guys are no different than my audience. You just so happen, and look, kudos to all of you guys. You just so happen to work the industry. Good for you. You're making money. You're eating off the industry without even having to work inside the industry. Good God almighty, if some of the workers could actually work like you guys, then maybe all of them will actually have a credibility to be in the main event scene right about now, right? You guys are fucking hella workers. Good job. Honestly, good fucking job. All the props to you. But now it looks like the workers are starting to be worked. It seems like they're leaking you guys wrong information, and then you're using that to put it out there, as I said earlier. And you just can't handle the fact, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's more so the fact that, oh my God, our pride, we're being worked even though we are the ones who like to work others. I don't know if it's more so that, or if it has more to do with the fact of, we're not one of the boys, we're not one of the people backstage, We're not as important as we think we are. We're actually as insignificant as the marks we sell our stupid fucking magazines and stupid fucking articles to and pages and yes. In the end of the day, Triple H and The Rock, Nick Khan, even Tony Khan, even though he's a mark himself, they see you no different than how they see us. Actually, take Tony out of the equation. No, he actually probably worships Dave Meltzer. But he's an exception to the rule. The big boys in WWE, they look down on you just like they look down on us. They'll work you just as much as they're working us. And hopefully, this leaks and stays into your brain, your mind. It seeps in there. And it's rent-free. You guys are peons, no different than us in the eyes of the wrestling industry. You're no better and you're no worse. I just took you guys down the road of how these motherfuckers just got worked, and this is just one example. You know, we can talk about a couple of weeks ago with the whole nonsense with Drew McIntyre and LA Knight, when that was a clear fucking example of them being worked. And I get worked multiple times. I get it, and even I recognize, oh, that's a work. And that's clearly a fucking work, obviously. They did it to you guys last year with CM Punk, or 2 years ago with CM Punk. Again, just get over it. Get over it. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section below as far as how you felt about this article. I mean, article, multiple links, because again, he deleted his post because he's a fucking coward, Dave Meltzer. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to point and laugh? Do you want to, I don't know, run with this and share it and tell people and spread the message that they got something else wrong? And now you have Sean Ross Sapp. I'm not even sure if he's posted currently at the moment. Maybe he's on a mental vacation. Or what's Dave Meltzer right now? He's probably on the phone right now he's probably talking to Triple H right now, right? My name is Triple H and I'm gonna leak some information for you. Yeah, The Rock, he was supposed to lick John Cena's asshole on television, but John Cena, he decided to turn it down because he wanted Cody to lick his asshole on television, straight goatsy. You can run with that if you like to, Meltzer. You know, Dave, you know, Triple H, you know, I thank you for the information, Triple H. Thank you. Hank, run with it. Post it. Work, everybody. Not even realizing you're being worked yourself, you stupid bastard. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget, later on tonight, I am going to be reviewing Revolution, and I'll be putting out a post on my community post in about an hour or two as far as predictions are considered. If you're seeing this in the future, sucks to be you, but you could still watch the pay-per-view review if you go down in the pay-per-view review section on my homepage. But with that being said, my name is Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a pea ice.